Good day, friends. Good day, humans. Blame as a prospect of one's life. It's almost like a mandatory. It's a mandatory way of living, mandatory way of existence, that we always have to find the blame for what's happening to us, what's happening to your nation, what's happening to your creed, let's say blacks, whites, yellows, greens. Blame is a really intrinsic fabric of our society. Yet nobody really questions blame as a disease, blame as the only aspect of our non-humane behavior towards others, and as well self-blame towards ourselves. So, title: Blaming others for being too good. Many, let's say, narratives has been risen through the past, through this history, twisted of course, but nobody questioning too much why we allow to be put in a blame. One of the, let's say, most prominent ones is Jesus' narrative, where he supposedly took a blame for all of your sins. Is it all the sins before or all the sins that you're going to do after? When you come back, every freaking lifetime, people just do sin. In this case, blame. So, why do you think Jesus did as what he did? Or anyway, they presented it that he did, so you can continue putting a blame on everybody and anybody around you, and continue saying all shit without even taking a responsibility or even considering the consequences that were actually happening to you. Why nobody is noticing? Why nobody talks about this? Why the freaking doctors are healing and teaching their own youngster doctors? They can only cut and open and decimate the physical body instead of finding a true and intrinsic cause why certain things happening to the physical body. Why cancer becomes so prominent last 100 years. Why nobody of all these freaking scientists are not able to find a solution, like a cure for the cancer. Because first of all, they are not looking for one. Second of all, even if they find one, it's very simple, it's very inexpensive, it's actually free. Yet they will lose all the profits. The controlling society will lose a total, let's say, ownership of your energies. So this is a reason why we don't see this as a, any kind of solutions or any decent solutions for any kind of disease around. Social injustice, another disease that was perpetuated in more and more wars, more and more conflicts, more and more arguments between, let's say, people, between social sects, between social disparity people. So rich trying to solve the solution by getting more rich. Poor trying to, let's say, solve this blaming solution for remaining where they are, indolent and obedient. So why somebody takes this obedient path instead of finding a ways why he is obedient, first of all, in the first place? Why somebody is blaming always others as soon as they make a good progress in any kind of field, any kind of social narrative platform that we exist. If somebody say, Facebook is doing very bad things for you, here's the proof. You're addicted, you don't earn any money, they're just stealing from you. And we, let's say if I am one of these, I'm being blamed that I want to destroy their only source of communication with their families, with their... I said, pick up the phone, go and visit them. That's another solution. Very direct solution. But you don't need a Facebook to stay in touch with anybody. So what people do, they just turn around and point finger to anybody around. And they're wondering why they're getting sicker and sicker. Because the energies they are vibrating right now on the planet are, let's say, heading towards light. Light, look, beautiful. And if you're going towards light, you cannot really look straight into the light because it will make you blind, or at least that you thought so. But when you look within, your true light will start permeating, start showing up, start actually becoming, like a very tiny little, light on top of the candle, and it just starts growing up and it starts lighting all the environment around. So who's in the center of the room? This little candle with a tiny little light, or the table where a candle stands, or the floor where the table stands? So ask yourself, you become a center of your enlightenment. You as a human being who's finding a ways not to become ill anymore, not to become blameful, not to continue to be the blame game, master. So something happened to you, anything, pick. Let's say you ate a bad food. Who to blame? The producer of the food? Maybe the animal that was, had very bad meal of something, and it gets into her bloodstream and then into her meat, and then you ate this meat. Or maybe we go deeper. Maybe we can blame, or you could blame, the ones who created this food, Monsanto. They modified and they fed the cows on purpose. So what was the purpose? To put you in the position where you are actually right now, with a ill tummy, or your stomach is upset. I don't want to go more, because usually it creates cancer against cells and very acid environment that you cannot actually get out of it without any help. And then where are you going to find a real help? You think doctors will heal you? You think, let's say, some of these present New Age gurus will heal you? Or just meditate, do yoga, stand on upside down, and you will definitely heal yourself? Not really. I mean, not at all. You will just become more dormant. You will become more docile. And you will not find a real reason why you were blaming everybody around. By blaming everybody around, you're not taking responsibility. By blaming yourself, you become a martyr. You become self-inflicted murder. By blaming the environment, that it's bad, that it's too cold, that it's too hot, what are you doing? You're creating the environment of very uncomfortable, being you in this environment. You cannot change the environment, of course you can't. But what you can change your attitude towards how you see this environment as such. Another very important section or narrative within our, let's say, daily existence is money, or lack of money, or lack of fiat dollars, or euros, depending where you live. So why is that? Who are you blaming if you are always in lack? Mostly yourself, Then the next one is your employer, doesn't pay you enough. Then the next one is government, it's taking too much. Then the next one is, I don't know, some kind of God entity that you think it should provide you exactly what you can spend and more. So many people blame God, or doesn't matter if you're a different religion, then you blame somebody, like I don't know, who Muslims blame for their religious and financial misfortunes. One simple statement: printing your own money could lead you to a very early death. How do we know this? We have a beautiful example of two great beings, Lincoln and JFK, John Fitzgerald Kennedy. They've been killed because they decided to print their own national money. And this would be a solution really to get out of immediately from any kind of debt and take responsibility for what they produce, or if they need the money to manipulate between doing transactions or trades, they use their own money and they don't have to pay interest. So these two brave people end up dead. So my suggestion, we don't have to go and print our money anymore, but what we can do, by being your own bank, will solve your life and will save your spirit. Reason why? Because they cannot kill every single one of us. They actually lost ability to kill anybody by decree of Prime Creator. Yet it's still, let's say, open season for the stupid ones, for the greedy ones. If the greedy ones continue being greedy, they will be eventually dead, because they want to have their own currency, their own crypto coin, their own Bitcoin Cash coin, and on and on. So these creatures will cease to exist. How do I know? First of all, I intend, and I don't want any of these creatures continue poisoning and diluting the pure energy that Satoshi brought into a Bitcoin world, or he brought Bitcoin in our very, very sick and ill world, where we don't have anything else but to blame others for our financial misfortune. If you're financially poor, you are poor anyway from the old views, you are poor in any other aspects. Your relationships are poor, your children don't like you, you don't like yourself, you start eating very crappy food because you're watching on TV that only rich ones can look good, but the poor ones totally obese or without any intention to take care of their body. So, blaming others, is it the solution? Or maybe better, if you blame yourself only, is this a solution? So what's the antithesis of a blame? Peace. There's nothing else that can disturb your peace. When you're in peace with everything around, whatever is happening to you, whatever is happening around you, you become peaceful, and then you start really realizing that only by telling the truth and acting in your truth will resolve any kind of doubts, any kind of misfortunes that you thought you have. So many of these people who are now, let's say, kind of catching on the Bitcoin or on the blockchain technology are pretty much just following the fake leaders, following the others who were McPhee's or Bears or whatever. They're waiting for the central bank to tell them, or Bernanke to tell you the Bitcoin is a very good thing. Why they would tell you this? Why would even listen to these creatures? Because they will abuse you for 150 years. Now you want to continue the same abuse, just with different currency. But if you consider that you can be the one who can own your own bank, you will learn not to blame anybody. You will learn to absolutely enjoy every moment of your day by being self-oriented, meaning you own your own bank. And bank is not only financial, let's say, institution within you. It's a spiritual institution. It's a moral institution. It's a light energy institution within. Then it's growing. As it's growing, your body becomes, let's say, healed and healthier, until you realize that you don't have to worry about doctors, what kind of food are you going to intake. You know that what you choose has no other, beings or creatures inside your food, so you don't kill another by consuming and whatever, replenishing your body. Because with these with meats and fish and all the other really dark sacrificial rituals that they were implemented in our food, we could not progress. We could just die faster, or you could die faster, because me and Denise and many others that we know are of this really nasty product that was controlling everything. So why people always, when we're talking, let's say, food intake, when you mention to somebody, I'm vegetarian, and not because I don't like meat, I want to save life. How would you mean? Simple, like we don't kill another being to, let's say, pleasure ourselves with a steak or with a hamburger, or with, when you realize that in any of the hamburgers you were eating actually humans, babies, the meat that was dug out from the graves, recent graves. You will not be too happy camper. And then the blame game starts. Who to blame for you being, who to blame for you to being indolent, and especially who to blame for you to be ill. You, me, or God? Good. More. Come, look here. No more. Wait a second, maybe more. Give you some more. Come. Come here, come. Okay. Here. Okay, wait. Here. Oh man, you take everything. Okay, me and the African elephant called Desi. It's a new way of communicating with the animals.
Good. He's enjoying his fruity sticks. There's another one. Look at another piece here. Very good now. No. Come down. Go down. Oh, you cannot bite me. Good.